Hello everyone and welcome back. This is episode 3 of my Houston Rockets rebuild. Last time we played the first 13 games of the season and we ran our record up to 5-8. Not too much success, a lot of work to be done, and I was thinking about trying to search the trade market and see how we could shake up this team. So heading in, I went through and I spared you guys the agony of placing players onto the trade block, going through every single team, clicking get offer. Let's just break it down. Eric Gordon, Kelly Olynyk, Avery Bradley, 3 veterans that have no future here in Houston. Not a single team in the league was interested in making a deal for them. Can't really expect much more than that. So then we decided to put John Wall onto the trade block. And interestingly enough, of course, at this point, we're not going to get the offer. But, there it is. The Lakers offered me LeBron James for John Wall in my second round pick this year. Now, in a vacuum, if I were a real NBA GM, I'd do anything I could to get LeBron James on my roster. But for the sake of realism, and honestly, what is LeBron going to do for this franchise besides get us into, the 7th or 8th spot? We're not going to take a deal like this. So I clear that out. Let's put Wall back on the block. And our friends, the New York Knicks, seem to be very, very interested. And I was playing around with it, offering some deals back and forth. And this is the deal we ended up researching quite a bit. So they want John Wall and our second round pick this year, which should be a pretty high pick in the second round. Albeit a second rounder, a crapshoot, a gamble, a lottery ticket, if you will. But they were willing to send us back shooting guard RJ Barrett, who, as you can see, is averaging 10.5 points, decent percentages. He's a young player with a lot of growth left in him. Still 2 years left on his rookie deal. As well as rookie sensation Obi Toppin. If we take a look, he's averaging 13.5 points, a hair under 4 rebounds, shooting very well from 3, 40%, which is great in our system. And he's a rookie, and with plenty of potential left over. So I know our GM wanted us to keep John Wall in Houston, but I think this is an offer we cannot turn down. We're looking to rebuild, get 2 young pieces in. Sure, it's going to make us dangerously thin at the point guard position, but we have DJ Augustine. Maybe we pick up a veteran off the free agency or whatever. But I think we're going to try to make this deal happen. And there it is. It goes through. We now have more than 15 players on our roster, so we're going to have to go through and cut somebody. That shouldn't be too difficult at this point. But, an opportunity to add 2 young pieces like that. So let's take a look at our new players first. RJ Barrett, second year player. He's still just 20 years old, 6'6", showing some good potential here. That defensive ability is a little scary to me at 48. Hopefully a lot of this potential is for him to improve in that area. Seems like a decent all-around player. Should be a decent rebounder for a shooting guard. Good handles. I think with his size, we'd probably play him more at the 3 with his inside-outside scoring ability. Take a look at that shot chart. Flourishes more on the inside of the arc rather than the outside. So, again, probably more a small forward going forward. But, again, we can't really pass up an opportunity to not only add 2 young players, but to clear a salary like John Wall's off the books. Again, the GM's not going to be happy about moving on from a talented player like Wall, but to clear our contract and be a player in free agency going forward. I mean, look, we already have $22 million in cap space, so that can only get better. And then take a look at Obi Toppin, 6'9", 220. Supposedly supposed to be in the Amari Stoudemire build. Great inside shooter, and we already saw his player stats. He's lighting it up from outside on the right side of the floor to the tune of 40% shooting from 3 already this year, 44% overall, and he's still a rookie. Decent rebounder, better defensive ability than I would have expected. Hopefully with some length, he can be a little bit better of a defender at the 4 rather than playing small forward. Again, this is a chance to grow as a young team. We now have to make a move. We got to make a cut. So who are we going to lose? Sterling Brown, he's a good defender. Decent jumper. He probably should be getting more burn for us anyways as it is. Can't lose House. Can you know what? What does DJ Wilson's contract look like? $4 million. He's never going to play for us, especially now that we've acquired Obi Toppin. That could be the move right there. Or do we just let Kelly Olynyk go now? Nobody wants him. He's $12 million expiring. You know, well, let's hold on to him. We're going to dump DJ Wilson. Thanks for nothing. Alright, now we're back under a 15. And look at that. Our 1 point guard is out. So that means we need to hit the free agents. But again, we need to pick up a point guard. I got to lose another player anyways. So, David Nwaba, 68 defender. $28 years old. Probably not going to play for us. Kick him to the curb. See you later, pal. So I was already scouring the free agents before I started the stream. So I only want to see our point guards. Some of the best passers here. I toyed around with picking up Frank Mason. Decent scorer, shoots from the outside. Good ball handler, not really going to pass much. Good defender. He's an option. But where are we looking? Demetrius Jackson was someone we gave some thought to, but we ended up deciding that Mike James is probably going to be the play here. Great ball handler. He has the attacker badge with a good inside shooter rating. Very good defender. Good discipline. I like to see that that court IQ higher from my point guards, but if this guy's a backup that we're signing in the middle of the season, we could do much worse. So welcome to the squad, Mike James. Let's sign you up. About to sign Mike James a 1-year contract. I'm going to sign him to a regular deal. Great. Let's go to our depth chart because we're going to have to make some moves here. Have the AI suggest for now. Of course they want Mike James to play all 48 minutes because DJ is out and not going to play anyways. So, you know what, kid? Give it your best shot. But you know what? I do want to see what's Kevin Porter Jr. going to look like playing some point guard. You know, he's a player we want to build around and see how he is as like a combo guard. Plays 1, 2, and 3. So let's see if we can get him a few minutes here. Maybe have him close the game out as the point guard. Get him a few minutes. RJ playing 38 minutes. Obi playing 38 minutes. Wood. You know what? We're going to downgrade every one of these guys just a bit because we are small anyways. So let's do that. Now Gordon's going to play some of the 2. Daniel House, what are you looking at? 6'6", 220. He's a big boy too. Better defender than RJ at 6'6", 202. Probably should switch them. You know, if Barrett's going to be on the perimeter a little bit more, that height to weight ratio is going to be more helpful to him defending on that perimeter. So let's see. I want KPJ to be our 6th man. Gordon at the 7th man. Jay Sean Tate should get some burn. Alright, let's see what the AI thinks about this. Okay, of course, again, Mike James wants to play a ton of minutes here. 48 minutes. Not going to happen. Let's get you some. KPJ plays some point guard minutes there. And there. Let's have you end the game at point guard as well. RJ at 38 minutes. Daniel House 28. Yeah, our rotation is so thin that we'll be extending a lot of guys. Some serious minutes. I mean, Eric Gordon playing power forward. That's how small we are. Jay Sean Tate. I do want to see you play a little bit though. A couple minutes there. Bring RJ down to 32. I don't want to tax the guy already. You know what? Let's roll with this. Augustine's out for 2 days. Sterling Brown for 4. Avery Bradley still out for 13. So let's play these 2 days out. And let's get DJ back into the lineup so Mike James isn't playing every single minute. Luckily we don't have a game, but we do have a team incident here. Let's take a look at this email. Major team incident. 2 big men in a shoving match over a video game. Kids playing a kid's game, playing video games. There we are. I wish they showed that kind of passion on the floor. Great. So let's give him a call. Bruno. Use the phone. Talk about your attitude. Need to chill out. Oh, we didn't like that very much. Well, we will talk to Kelly. Hit the wrong button. Let's call him back. It's got unlimited minutes, I imagine. Talk about your attitude. Chill out a bit. There it is. Pointing fingers. Typical loser franchise. Well, let's play another game or another day. We go down by 10 to the Blazers. It'll be interesting to see how our new acquisitions played. Oh boy, CJ McCollum, 46 and 7 boards against us. Damian Lillard off the bench against us. Is this a Kyrie Irving situation where the Blazers knew they didn't have to play their stud against us? Christian Wood, 35 and 8. Obi 20 and 8 with a block, couple threes. RJ, good lord, 1 for 12, 0 for 7 from deep. Did grab 14 rebounds. Probably grabbed every one of his misses too, so there's that. Kevin Porter Jr., 7 points, 4 boards, 4 assists, 3 turnovers. A lot of fouls. I mean, we shot 36%. I mean, we shot just as poorly as the Blazers did. Just couldn't get it done. We don't go to the line. 25 free throws for the Blazers, 13 for us. There's the difference. Lose the game by 10, they shoot 12 more free throws. Well, encouraging stuff from Obi Toppin and Christian Wood. RJ is going to be a project. Mike James, 3 or 14. 9 boards, 12 assists. I mean, the counting stats look good, but that shooting from our starting backcourt, 0 for 14 from deep, 4 of 26 from the floor overall. Then you add in Eric Gordon off the bench, 1 for 10. Kevin Porter, 2 for 9. Just wasn't our night. And at home as well. That's a tough look. Well, let's go back. Let's get DJ into the starting lineup. Mike James, thanks for playing for us. Although we are going to need you, so let's get you some minutes. Let Mike James play a few here and there, because he did some good stuff. Nothing crazy, but I'll let DJ close this game out. So that means Kevin Porter Jr. be back to the bench to end the games, unless it's a blowout, of course, and then we'll be seeing a lot of him, I'm sure. I want him to play. I don't really need to see Eric Gordon play much. Mike James, Jay Sean Tate. Let's let him play in garbage time. I'm sure there'll be plenty of it this year. Okay. Let's finish off the week, see how this goes. A loss to the Nugs. A loss to the Clips by 4. 45 points for Christian Wood. Take a look at that game. Against the Clippers, a great team. Christian Wood, 45 and 13. Great shooting percentage. Went to the line 13 times. You know, maybe we start to feature him a bit. Play some more traditional offense rather than such a perimeter-oriented game. You know, Obi can shoot it. Christian Wood can shoot it from deep, obviously. But RJ Barrett struggling from the outside. Eric Gordon has just been a net negative for us. You're supposed to be a good shooter, and he's shooting us into a ditch. Let's take a look. Oh, no wonder it was a 4-point game. No Kawhi Leonard. That makes sense. I also want to take a look at the Knicks fell to the Spurs. John Wall in foul trouble. Wanted to see how our old friend was doing. Derrick Rose killing it off the bench in his absence, but not enough. Let's do another week and see how we fare. Obviously, trading away a player like John Wall is not going to be good for our immediate future. We're not going to win nearly as many games as we would have expected, but it's for the best of the franchise. We do score a win over the Mavericks. Obi 22 and 7. Wood double-double 13 and 15. All the starters in double figures. Still, we shot under 40% from the game. That's so bad. 17 turnovers, 17 for them as well. Luka triple-double. Oh, excuse me. No, he missed out on the points. 11 boards, 10 assists, 10 turnovers. They should triple-double. You know, but we might be losing, but I like the core we do have. Let's finish this week off, and we're going to have to take a look at some of our stats. And we have what seems to be an injury. Christian Wood out for 9 days. Well, that's going to hurt. So maybe we'll stop simming games there, and when we come back we'll realign our depth chart. But I do want to take a look at some of our league leaders and see who's doing what. Trae Young is absolutely scintillating as a scorer. Nearly 35 a game. Then of course Steph Curry. No real surprises up here on the top scorers across the league. In terms of rebounds, Andre Drummond for the Lakers, that's a huge pickup. Assists, I know John Wall's got to be up there. Yep, he did pretty well for us. So 8.5 a game is nice. 4 guys averaging double-digit assists. It's great stuff. But what I did want to take a look at, because we are getting younger, is how do the rookies look? Killian Hayes, the leading scorer as a rookie, huh? Showing some good potential in this franchise. 14.7 a game. He's got the attacker badge already with that inside scoring. Good defender. Great size, 6'5". Hayes could be a real building block for the Pistons. James Wiseman, 14.5. Oh, 4.5 star potential. Already a defender badge. It's looking like the Wiseman in this sim is going to be better than the NBA version. Oh, 87 defensive ability. That's tremendous. And a 72 shot blocker. That's quite the building block the Warriors added. There's our man Obi. third on the list for scoring. I'd love to see that. I'm a huge Tyrese Halliburton fan in real life. Shows some good potential here. Seems to be an inside-outside scorer, great ball handler, attacker badge. Not that great of a defender, but this is definitely a player I'd love to get my hands on, bring it to Houston. I'm also a big RJ Hampton guy. You know, he's not a superstar by any stretch of the imagination here, but seems to be a pretty solid all-around player. Again, 6'4" point guard. I love my big point guards. Rebounds, James Wiseman. No denying he'll be at the top of that list. LaMelo Ball, let's take a look. A 4-star potential here. Great ball handler, great defender, high IQ as we already know in the NBA. Clearly his scoring and shooting needs to come around, but he's got some skill. So very promising young players in this league. Hopefully we can continue to acquire some of them, but when we come back next episode, we will see how we do without Christian Wood in the lineup. Spoiler alert, it's probably not going to be very good. Thanks for tuning in.